Hello students, here I will be solving some questions which is based on the chapter solution. Some basic question I'll be doing and I'll start with the first question. Here the question asked is 2.82 gram of glucose are dissolved in 30 gram of water. Calculate the molality and the mole fraction of the water. First they have asked for a molality. So what is molality formula? Molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent. Okay, mass of solvent in kg. Like solution consists of two components. One is solute and the other is solvent, right? So mass of solvent in kg. Now, which is the solvent over here? Here, glucose, right? Glucose, which is mentioned to be 2.82 gram. This is a solute, and the solvent, which is given, is water, which is taken to be 30 gram, right? This is solvent. Together, it makes a solution. Now first question is calculation of the molality. So in the NCERT textbook there may be given like this: molality is equal to, like, first we need to find the number of moles of solute. Okay, let's say I am getting some x moles of solute and mass of solvent you are writing to be in, okay, x number of moles of solute is written to be in small letter small n, and let's say you are writing mass of solvent as it is, like it is given in grams, so you are writing this 30 and then you have to multiply it by 1000. Means it is as good as you have converted this, because formula says that mass of solvent is in kgs. But if you are directly converting this 30 gram to kg, like 0.03 kg, if you are writing it directly, then there is no need of writing this 1000. Means if you are writing it, I'll show you separately. Like you can write this way in this example, or you can write molality is equal to number of moles of solute upon 30. You can directly convert to a kg, like if you are converting 30 grams to kg, then it will be 30, it will be 30 into 10 raised to minus 3 kg, right? Means you will be writing this over here, you will be writing this to be 30 into 10 raised to power minus 3 kg, right? It is as good as writing this same thing, isn't it? Means when you take this 10 raised to 3 on the top, it is as good as writing this first equation which I wrote. So n is equal to 30 into 10 raised to 3, right? So that is not it is not a different thing. Okay, so if you are writing this way, or even if you are writing it is in this way, like 0 point minus 3 means 0.3 kg, then also fine. There is writing this way is one and same. So molality, so there is no need to get confused. You can write this way or this way. It is one and same. You have already converted a gram to kg in this formula. Okay, so that is the thing. So let's solve this question by using one of the formula. So here molality. So first I need to calculate the number of moles of solute. Okay, so number of moles of solute, which is solute glucose. Number of moles of glucose, it will be a weight taken. How much weight is taken? Weight is taken to be 2.82 upon what is the molar mass of the glucose given? It is given 180. So just not to make the length of the video too big, I'll just use calculator so that we get a quick answers. 2.82 divided by 180, so answer is coming to be 0.0156 moles, right? So here I am writing molality to be 0.0156 moles divided by 30 into 1000. Okay, further this could be written to be 1000 is already there, so it could be written 15.6 1 2 3. I'm multiplying this 1000 divided by 30. Now answer of this, if you do some approximation, it will be close to zero point 0.5, but still I'll get a exact answer. 15.6 divided by 30. It is 0.52. It is 0.52 moles per kg is the unit. Moles per kg is the unit of the molality, right? Because in the numerator, the units of this is given to be moles, and this is kg. So it is moles per kg. Next question asked here is a mole fraction. I'll take this to the next page. Mole fraction of the water. Since we know the mole fraction, now let's say there are two components. One is water and other is glucose. Now it is if I want to find a mole fraction of water, it is given by this symbol chi a. So it will be number of moles of water divided by total number of moles, that is number of moles of water plus number of moles of glucose, right? Same way, number of moles of glucose will be is equal to number of moles of glucose. It is a fraction, right? So number of moles of glucose upon total number of moles, that is number of moles plus of water plus number of moles of glucose. Now it's same thing. This is symbol. Sometime it could be written to be x, or sometime it is chi, this symbol. So in whatever you are finding, whether you are finding the mole fraction of the water or the glucose, we require a number of moles of both the component. In the last example, so while solving this molality question, we got the number of moles of glucose to be is equal to 0.0156, something like this. I'll just cross check. Yeah, 0.0156. This is what the number of moles I got. So number of moles of water is how much? It is a weight taken. It is taken how much? It is 30 gram is the weight taken, right? Divided by 18. 18 is the molar mass. So 30 divided by 18. So answer is coming to be 1.67 moles, right? That's it. So I am getting one of the mole of the water, number of moles of water to be 1.67 moles. Now calculate a mole fraction of the water. Mole fraction of the water is number of moles of water upon total number of moles, means mole fraction of the water, I will write it is equal to 1.67 divided by total number of moles is what? 1.67, that is of water, plus 0.0156, right? So here 1.67 plus 0.0156. So here this will be 1.67 divided by 1.68. 1.65 divided by. Answer is 0.982. There is no unit. Mole fraction is the unitless quantity. It doesn't have any unit. So this is what the answer. So this is what the mole fraction of the water we are getting. Okay, here is the next question. Calculate the molarity of the solution containing 4.9 gram of sulfuric acid. Okay, molarity is equal to number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. Okay, liter is always capital L. So this is volume of solution liter. Now again there are two formulas. Means some students find it a bit confusing. I'll just clear their doubt. Molarity. The last example we found a molality. Here it is molarity. So let's say this is the number of moles, and if you are taking the volume of solution in ml, let's say this is ml, then you should multiply it by 1000. Okay, volume in ml. Let in this example it is given to be 500 centimeter cube. Okay, if you are writing this to be 500 ml, um, what is the meaning of 500 centimeter cube? It is directly equal to 500 ml, because 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 ml. So 500 centimeter cube is equal to 500 ml. Means if you are writing this to be directly 500 ml, and then you have to multiply it by 1000. But if you are directly writing, this is also a true formula for this partial substitution I have done. Molarity is equal to number of moles, and if you are writing this to be 0.5, okay, then there is no need of multiplying this 1000. Okay, this is also true. Or if you are writing this way, molarity is equal to number of moles of solute, and this is 500 milli is 10 raised to minus 3 liter. This is also true, not an issue. So we can use any of one of the relations over here. So I'll use the top one. So this is a number of moles of solute is, that is what we need to find. That is number of moles of solute, means number of moles of solute of H2SO4. It is weight taken, it is 4.9 divided by molar mass of H2SO4. How to find the molar mass of H2SO4? So we are using this formula and we are finding a n for this. Means n of H2SO4. This is what I am finding. So I need a molar mass over here, right? So molar mass of H2SO4 is equal to what? It is 2 into 1 plus sulfur is 32 plus 4 into 16. Right? 4 oxygen, 16 is the atomic mass. So 2 plus 32 plus 64. And this comes to 34, and this is 98. So molar mass of H2SO4 is 98. Right? And don't worry, we can do this without using a calculator. I can write the top value 44.9 to be 49 into 10 raised to power minus 1, right? Writing this way, 4.9 and 49 into 10 raised to power minus 1 is 1 and same, divided by 98. So 98, 49 ones are 98 twos are. So the answer which is going to come over here will be 1 by 5, 1 by 2 into 10 raised to minus 1. 1 by 2 is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 1. This is 0.05 grams per mole. Mole, sorry, number of moles. We are finding the number of moles. Answer is moles, 0.05 mole. So molarity. Now coming to the formula, molarity, capital M. Molarity is equal to number of moles of H2SO4 is 0.05. This is I am taking 500 centimeter cube, so I am taking directly 500 ml and into 1000. So how this is going to, like, I can cancel these two zeros. I can do this way, right? And on the top I can write 10 into 0.5. 0.05 will be 0.5 divided by 5. This further could be written 5 into 10 raised to minus 1, and this 5 I am keeping as it is. So 5 and 5 will get cancelled. Your answer will be 1 into 10 raised to minus 1, means which comes to 0.1 moles per liter. Writing moles per liter and writing capital M is one and same. Okay, that represents the molarity. Okay, here is the next question. The question asked is the vapor pressure of pure liquids A and B at 400 Kelvin are 450 and 700 mm of mercury respectively. Find out the compositions of the liquid mixture if the total vapor pressure at this temperature is 600 mm of mercury. Now you can either directly by heart the formula and use the substitution over here, but in this example this is an opportunity for me to explain how that formula is coming, and if you know how that formula is coming, then it will be very easy for you to remember the formula, right? So here what they have asked is a composition, means in short what they have asked is a mole fraction of A and the mole fraction of B. That is what could be found out from this. Now here, um, I will start with this P total. Okay, P total, they have also given the total vapor pressure. So P total, I will write total will be partial pressure of A and partial pressure of B. This is what the, now what is the partial pressure of A in the solution when it is mixed in a solution? Partial pressure of A is given to be P naught A into mole fraction of A. More is the mole fraction, more will be the partial pressure, and this is the P naught A is the vapor pressure in the pure form. Okay, pure form. And Pb is P naught B into mole fraction of B, and P naught B is the pure vapor pressure, right? And xb or a chi b is a mole fraction of that. So what I'll write, P total over here is equal to P naught A xa plus P naught B xb. Xa and xb are the mole fractions of this component. So here further I will write this component in terms of one of the mole fraction, right? P naught A into xa or chi A, P naught B. I can write this xb, right? Since we know that mole fraction of the two components is always is equal to 1, sum of the mole fraction of the two components will be always is equal to 1, that is chi A and chi B is equal to 1. So therefore I can write chi B is equal to 1 minus xa. So here chi b is there. I am writing that to be in terms of 1 minus. Say I'm using the term chi and x. It is one and same. You can use x and b, x and xa and xb. Let's use the xa and xb because that will be more convenient. So 1 minus xa it could be written. If I open this, I'm coming to the final expression. Okay, so this is p naught a xa, open the bracket, it will be p naught b minus p naught b xa. So therefore p total is equal to, like if in this example if you see that xa is common, so what I'll do, I'll take them together, p naught a xa minus p naught b xb plus p naught b, right? So here I can take mole fraction of a to be common. This is xam, and I can write inside bracket p naught a minus p naught b plus p naught b. Now this is what the p total, okay, my formula. Okay, this is the formula. You can easily by heart this formula, or you can, if you know the concept very well, then you can, of course you can, what I can say is that you can derive it. Okay, for exam we may not have so much time, but if you are getting confused with the formula, then you can easily derive it over here. So here p naught b, we want p naught b, we want p naught a, right? P total is given, and we have to find xa. This is what I need to find. Okay, so p total, how much is the p total given? Let's take this to the next slide. And this is our formula. This is our formula. So here p total is given to be 600 mm of mercury. All are in the same unit of the pressure. I'll write this to be 600. mole fraction of A, I don't know. That is what we need to find. P naught A is the pure liquid A. Vapor pressure is 450, and P naught B is 700 mm of mercury, plus P naught B again it is 700. And if we solve this, this will be 600 XA, and this will be 450 minus 700. How much comes to 250, right? It comes to 250 plus 700. So a rearrangement, okay? It is 600 minus 700 is equal to, this is minus, no? It will come negative, minus 250, right? Together I can write minus XA times 250. So here it will be minus 100, which is equal to minus XA times 250. Therefore, XA will be is equal to minus 100 divided by minus 250. This and this will get cancelled, means it will become positive. 100 by 250. So XA is equal to 100 by 250 is what? 100 divided by 250. It comes to 0.4. Now we got the answer to be mole fraction of A to be 0.4. It is very easy to find a mole fraction of A since we know the formula that XA plus XB, that is mole fraction of two components, sum of mole of the fraction of two components is always is equal to 1. I know this is 0.4 plus mole fraction of B is equal to 1. Therefore mole fraction of B is equal to 1 minus 0.4, which is equal to 0.6. So we got the answers. The composition was asked, composition of the liquid, that is mole fraction of A is equal to 0.4 and mole fraction of B is to be 0.6. So you're getting this answer. I mean, it's so simple. So I'll end this lecture over here. Thank you.